Coming up. Time is 6:30. We'll call this planning commission meeting to order. We have Mr. Rosenberg online, Howard's here, and I am here in person. I should probably silence my phone. That loves me. Agenda review. I have no items to move around or anything. Howard, do you have any?
Nope.
Brian, anything on the agenda to review?
Nothing to review.
All right, who's doing the minutes?
Who's taking them? Patience, she's online.
Oh, okay, perfect. Comments from the chair and land use administrator. I have no comments. I can save them for the agenda item. You, Howard? Brian?
No.
Citizens? Cool. Moving on to oh, that was citizens. Oh, sorry. Brian, do you have any comments?
I have no comments.
Okay. Boy, I'm watching this right here. It's all the pressure of a small room. And no comments from citizens regarding items not on the agenda. Moving on to approval of the meeting minutes for February 17th, 2026. Do I hear a motion to approve the minutes with corrections as necessary for February?
Move.
Mr. Beach has made the motion
I'll second that.
and Mr. Bosenberg has made the second. Any discussion? Hearing no discussion, all in favor of approving the minutes for January or February 17th, 2026, signify by saying aye. And this has to be a roll call vote because Brian's online. So Howard?
Aye.
Brian?
Yes.
And I'm gonna abstain because I wasn't here for the entire meeting. Oh, we got a Hank too. Hey. Want to approve the meeting minutes?
Yes, approved.
Okay. Okay, and Hank is an aye. So the meeting minutes have passed. Item number, I lost it. Six, thank you. Town plan readoption. So looks like you guys made some progress last night, our last meeting on this, and I do apologize for having to jet out in such a hurry. I was out until 12:30 in the morning dealing with frozen lines going into a building, so I much rather would have been debating this with you guys. So thank you everyone for working on that. Ryan, you would bring us up to speed onto where we are here.
Sure. So last time we went through page by page and looked at everything. This time, any changes that we discussed are shown on this document. I just took a screenshot of each change and gave it a title, what chapter they're in. But I believe everything is just things that were discussed at the meeting. And some map changes.
I gotta say this, consolidating it down like this
A little bit
really kind of helps keep us focused at this point.
Yeah.
And we
That was
love,
the agreement in the last meeting after reviewing 144 pages.
yeah, like, a little bit this time.
Right.
So the first thing we changed was the name, just says Weathersfield, Vermont, town plan and the date. Brian had brought up the statutory language there, and I changed it to requirements instead of obligations. And gave a little blurb about what these are, and then gave the statute language itself before my sort of response to that.
Yeah, like the statute and then the interpretation, I believe was the wording we used for that. Or something.
Yeah, it basically the statute says this is what's required, and there's sort of broad general things. Other statutory things are sort of talked about later in the plan. This was basically, they say your plan shall da 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 da, and I explained how the plan does that. Those are the changes in intro, chapter 1, some minor wordsmithing. Same with chapter 2.
So with the wordsmithing, I had questions on chapter 1 at first. Brian and I spoke earlier, and he brought me up to speed with what was going on with so it takes my question for chapter 1 out. And does anybody else have any other discussion on chapter 1 before we move on?
No.
Chapter 2, this is strictly on these little notes that we have here because we're not going to dive into other stuff. where you have the waterway near the Hartness Airport striped out. Now, would that put us at risk for like not being specific on exactly where those nests are? Rather than just being like the entire Black River, would that be at risk of putting the entire thing into like a conundrum versus just this one area of where they are? What was the thoughts on
I
that?
don't think so. Basically, Brian had brought up the Connecticut River because not only do they nest along the Black River, but they also nest along the Connecticut. So we
Right.
threw that in. And then I figured more broad was perfectly fine. There's likely sites along the Black River that are not specifically that location. And I don't have any information to confirm that near the Hartness Airport is the location of the nesting. So it's
Okay.
just sort of
Yeah, I was just curious on that because my thought was like, oh, it's very specific on where it was listed. Now, did that come out of the previous town?
yeah, it must have
Okay.
been the previous one.
Yeah, the little bit that I know about this is that the eagles used to nest near the airport, but they don't anymore, and it seems like they rotate through every couple of years. So I'm not sure. I think keeping it general is probably the best.
Yeah, I know that I raced one going across 131, going through town in that area. I see them all the time, and nothing makes me happier than keeping pace with an eagle. All right, so that finished on that. Let's see, line 177. Right? Were you about to say something?
Nope.
Oh, sorry, sounded like it. Should we keep repair versus going to encourage, considering this could be pushing people to do something rather than just regular upkeep at all, or?
I think restoration is repair,
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, that was I brought that up last time because I felt that just repair was kind of nebulous, and I just thought we would encourage people to. We're not saying they have to, but we're saying just encourage the restoration of the vegetative buffers.
I think the other thing is this is under a goal that's basically generally saying that we want to have vegetative buffers along streams, and then this is maybe specific to private property, and we're not necessarily going out and doing repair as much as it's a task for the
This is a
conservation
grant situation.
Oh,
This is a
oh,
grant.
okay.
There's as the state, as the state buffer grant giver. This is the kind of thing you write in here so that people can come say, hey, we want to plant a buffer to give money. But they don't actually come to me directly, so.
well,
and I think the action is
It's a-
for the conservation to educate people about it and make this information known more so than do the repair.
I'm sure I would have called for that if I was here for that part of the meeting.
Right,
too.
and you're only seeing the action, not the goals.
Yeah, okay, cool. Then I have no more note on chapter 2, because that pretty much takes care of all that. Moving on to chapter 3. My question on this was for the allowing a small percentage of the parcel to be subdivided. I know that's the general idea of a PUD. But is that making it like too laser focused? Should we keep it just the broader with the ease the permitting process, or? I don't know if I'm overthinking this one at all.
People can always can always break their parcel into whatever zoning district allows.
I think-
I mean, this is, I don't know.
You can eliminate the word small if you want.
I think it sort of provides an example of how
Right.
how a PUD actually achieves that purpose, because a PUD could be done and not achieve that purpose too. So this is sort of an example of how you can retain that piece.
A PUD in a different place might not be trying to save a chunk of land as it is in this forestry setting, right? Like a PUD in the village might be trying to eliminate green space in favor of dense housing.
I agree with what Howard suggested, that you just remove the word small, and then that takes it. You're talking about a percentage, and then it's up to the would it be the zoning board of adjustment and the application to work out the details.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Or the planning commission to write the PUD rules.
Well, that's even more important.
Whoa.
Right?
And then the last other one I had was line 230 and 231 to keep commission rather than responsible party. I like the idea of having it as an organization or a commission because that automatically means that it's gonna become a board or a representative or several representatives of the town or the public inside of there versus responsible party. When you hear responsible party, I hear it could be a board or a commission, or it could be one individual. I like the idea of a group of people versus one person. That's just my 2 cents on that.
Do we know what oversight means? This one's chopped a little small to remember quite what we're talking about.
Yeah, this was my 2 cents when we did this. I really wanted to have in collaboration with the affected property owners, and the rest of it I didn't care about. I was more concerned that the maintenance for the trail system shall be established, but I think that having the affected property owners that have the right of way through their property need to be consulted. I don't really, that to me, Joe, I'd be okay with organization or commission or responsible party. That doesn't make any difference to me.
I'm fine either way.
I-
Change it back.
I mean, though, for example, Ray is currently the responsible party for if somebody wants to maintain a class 4 road. Like
That would
Crown
fall-
Point Road, right?
That would fall under highway though, not trails though, technically.
Well,
But the class 4 roads a lot of times will serve as a
or
trail.
legal trail. Anyway, I don't know. I'm just saying, like, Ray does some kind of oversight in his, I don't know, and that might make sense.
I think,
But it doesn't really matter.
well, right, because it's the highway department that's responsible for like maintaining erosion and stuff on class 4 roads right now. And I mean, organization and commission are fine, but the highway department doesn't fit either of those categories. So
Well,
it
a
should be
commission,
more broader.
the commission could, responsible parties could broader, that's the main point, and a commission could say, hey, Ray, could you take care of this? Could you be our representative, take care of this, if that made sense at the time?
Yeah,
Maybe
because
it
then it's
doesn't
still
matter.
going through the conservation commission at that point, so it still has public oversight.
Yeah,
I guess what I was looking at is like right now, we know everybody is on the same page with things, but 10 years down the line, when hopefully all of us have moved on to better things. Yeah.
I don't know.
Can I make a,
Sure.
oh, how about if we do this for a suggestion, just change it to designate it to an organization, commission, or responsible party for accountability, and we're done.
Yeah, that solves it real well.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah.
And again, I don't mean to be rehashing things that you guys went through in the last meeting. This is
Oh, rehashing's good. Keep going.
that's pretty much as far as I got onto that. I didn't have anything on 230 through 237. Chapter 4, anything else? Oh, so are we good with chapter 3, everyone?
I don't have anything to say about any of it.
Okay.
So if you have things, Howard, do you have anything to say about any of
No,
this?
we went through this last time,
Yeah, then
Brian, do you have specific comments?
Nope, I have no comments. I'm good with all the changes.
Through to Tyler through.
I have no other comments.
Perfect.
So
You
that was all I had pretty much.
don't have to ask me, that's all I was trying to say, not to get away.
So the current land use map number 2, what's this?
Where are you seeing
Page 15.
page 15? Ah, yes. Okay. So we had talked about using there was a current land use map in the old plan that showed basically like a E911 layer of all the different businesses and residences and things like that spread out across the map, and we were like, it didn't really work, and we were thinking, well, at the very least it could show sort of where housing is, and we could reformat it into housing and put it directly in the text. And so I remade this map instead of using Mark's map, because the dialogue is just more complicated than it needs to be. This shows all structures and not just residences, but by the time I got this done and then realized that that's what that's showing, I was like, I'm not sure that it provides any value really, because when in our the other current land use map, the one that we're proposing shows clusters of housing without the sort of location exactly, but the groups that we call them neighborhoods and things like that. So I don't know. I felt like it didn't add any value and would have taken me a little while to put it together. So my suggestion is that it's not worth it, but if the commission feels differently, then I can figure out getting that layer and put on there.
I have no opinion one way or the other. How's the rest of the board feel about it?
No, if you have the other map that shows where the clusters of housing are, I think that's fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, I agree.
I would get rid of it.
right.
That was easy.
That sounds good to me.
Historic and scenic resources map. There's nothing there in the packet.
I just took the old map from before and just updated the date on it. So that shows
Beautiful.
that minor change. Everything else is the same.
And then we have a clean copy.
Yes.
I like the cover.
I found a picture of a guy standing in that location and I put it in ChatGPT and asked to have the guy removed and to make it look like a painting, and that's what it gave me, and I thought it looked nice. So
Oh, never, no, then I say no.
this is
If
AI.
AI did it,
AI
I can get rid of it.
That means the whole thing could possibly be written by a computer.
AI, no.
We're gonna have to scrap the entire town plan and start over.
I won't vote for it, AI, sure. Fine. Well, I don't care that much.
Well, you know,
It is pretty.
it's better than
this
having
was
an
from
excavator.
the
load fire truck.
Escutney parking lot up top, and it looks down at Little Escutney and Eagle's Head, and you can see the green bush area in the field. So that is
But it's
of
AI, it's
town.
mostly, I'm not sure that's real.
It's only part AI.
Okay.
It was
I don't know.
inspired from True Creations,
I-
brought to you by True Events. Only the name, dates, and names or places have been modified.
The person's been removed, it's the name.
So we got ourselves a clean copy of this here. The only edits that were done were in the beginning of this. Other than that, everything else is here. One thing that stuck out to me real quick in this is right in the introduction on page 19, as you look at the satellite image of where it's pointing to Weathersfield. I don't feel like that's very accurate of where Weathersfield really is.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like
Seems
that's in
pretty far south.
Massachusetts.
What page are you on, Joe?
Doesn't matter that much. probably.
Page 19.
Thank you.
Good catch.
I
That's a
don't
good
think
catch.
so. I think it is. I mean, I spent a while trying to get, and I zoomed in and sort of found stuff around it. I'll double check just to make sure, but
We're not that west of Boston from now.
Looks like the Connecticut River flowing up through there. so-
yeah, it's right on the Connecticut.
I north, I think
I think we're a little bit
west,
more
we're
north.
okay, but north, south, I think we might have an issue.
Yeah, like it's more at the bottom of the H or somewhere in that area.
I think we're.
I don't think we have to be specific enough to be like, this is the coordinates, but it just feels like we're pointing to Massachusetts at that point.
Let me pull a Google map and see if I
That's a
can.
good catch. I think you're right.
I don't think you're right.
I will die on
Okay,
this bridge.
so here, let me do this. Let me share.
We're
this
we're
screen.
north of. See this here? That
Okay.
point there, we're north of that.
So I use Lake Sunapee as a marker.
Right.
Like Sunapee's,
We got one
You can't really
right there.
see right there.
Sunapee is like right in this area.
Sunapee is right here. Okay, here, I'm gonna share my screen. Well, you can't even see that screen anyway. So,
Like, doesn't matter.
so
Some of it-
Sunapee, here. We're looking here, there's Lake
look at that
Sunapee,
knob of Massachusetts.
the Gloucester, no,
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay.
Then it's showing us.
Yeah, the
way down
Gloucester
here.
knob, that's exactly what I'm looking at.
All right, yeah, you're right, fine, whatever. Whatever.
We're almost straight.
Now we have
west.
to figure out how to remake this photo.
We're almost straight
Yeah,
west of, we're almost straight west of
Good
Winnipesaukee.
catch. All right,
We're almost straight west of Winnipesaukee, but a little south.
fine.
You know, I would be willing to use a Google Maps overlay instead of NASA photography, if that makes it easier for you.
It doesn't, and it didn't look good either, I tried that. That's what I
Yeah,
started.
no, it doesn't, you need to get it, you need to do it right. This is important. This
And
is
I
a
didn't,
map.
and I didn't buy the photo, so it still has the photo library thing on it, but
Can you not do this, can you not do this in QGIS?
Here's
I
a,
don't know.
here's
You want
a,
me to do this? I could do this and send it to you probably.
Sure.
here's a whole other.
Did I just-
Do we
you
even
just
need
volunteer,
the picture of the greater area or
Um,
can we just get with the picture of Vermont?
I thought it was helpful it sort of helps with the narrative that's trying to say that, you know, political boundaries are not necessarily useful when thinking on regional context. And I thought it's at least sort of intriguing to see where the time, because I think the idea that I was trying to get across is that Weathersfield's this tiny little speck in the middle of this giant forest, and to sort of have sway people to think like that from the beginning.
Very easy way of solving this is take the arrow
No,
Then we're-
needs the arrow.
out. Who knew this was gonna be the spot that we got hung up?
I will fix it.
Excellent.
Should be
If
easy
it's
enough.
hard, call on me because I can fix it,
All right.
but I'd rather if you did. I didn't mean to volunteer for anything. Than to keep my trap shut.
I signed off 100% on the state image though of the town. We are completely accurate.
Okay, and then I just noticed the source got cut off, so it's just parsed in. It's that too.
The only other thing that I stumbled across in here still was on the core forest blocks photo in the small stepping stones forest, that the stream side connectors are still very hard to read in that blue font.
Right, so
Maybe
that
just a black outline around it.
I don't have, this is a slide from a presentation and I don't have the ability to edit that. I might be able to type over it or something.
Most people are gonna not even look at it. Don't worry.
I can try and mess around and see if it works, but
We're at the point of nitpicking. I don't care enough.
okay. I'll take a look at it, state.
If it's gonna take you more than 5 minutes, bang.
All right, I'll spend 5 minutes trying.
Oh, so that includes the Weathersfield thing, so it's fine.
Oh yeah, that'll take at least a
More,
minute.
that'll take at least 6.5 minutes.
Yeah.
I will allot 2 hours for that one.
Oh,
No. I'm pretty sure you have better things to do with 2 hours.
Okay.
At a glance, going through the rest of the document. Gone through this so many times. I'm blind to a lot of things.
Yeah.
At this point. I feel like we've had a lot of good discussions on this. And if we wanted to, we could probably go back into it and tear it all apart again.
Oh yeah.
And find at least 50 more things that we would all like to address. However, I think we need to shift this along.
Just got a haircut date, you know.
I think we got it real good. We've had a lot of involvement from, select board members that have been here, public input on things. Really good discussions and a lot of hard work that's been put in by you, Ryan, and everybody else working on this together.
What do you all think about having someone with real credentials proofread it and look for typos and errors like that? Not important. If it's a small town, we're gonna get a small town thing.
I was actually.
Well, we found the misspelling of Weathersfield.
I'm sure there are other misspellings and things that are in there.
Yeah.
I did
That's not my
consider
forte.
suggesting that actually, but
I have no
Do
idea
you
who to
have
ask or
somebody
what.
who does that?
I don't know, and I don't know what it would cost or anything like that. So
I'm assuming it's been ran through every form of spell check and grammar check.
yeah, but I mean,
there are
it gives you
only
so
those-
many
Right.
things that like suggestions and things, and I have literally a screenshot folder of things where it's corrected things incorrectly because it bothers me. So I take the picture of because Julia doesn't believe me, so I do that.
You gotta keep the proof. You
Yeah.
gotta have proof for stuff like that.
So
We got it.
Evidence to back it up.
If you're gonna accuse Microsoft of
Exactly.
having issues, you gotta have proof. Or whatever.
So anyway, I think even I guess my goal is when we get through the hearings or to the hearings and people have changes, I think it would be great to take all those down and have a list of corrections for like the next round and hope that the select board is on the same page, that unless there's something egregious in here that needs to change, that that we'll be able to incorporate everyone's concerns and changes in a shortly, coming update. We have the scenic resources and stuff that need to be updated.
We're revisiting the thing in a couple months. I think.
Yeah, and data and all that kind of stuff. So if people have, smaller things, hopefully the select board is gonna understand and say, okay, let's get this adopted because it's expired right now, and then we can make changes at the next
Mhm.
they can direct that
So
too.
today everything's digital too. It's not like you're printing out 400 copies of this and then.
Yeah.
You know,
What's the process from here?
So we'll warn a hearing for the planning commission. It's a 30-day warning period. So I guess my goal is if we're good with this, I'll get it warned this week.
And,
yeah.
and can we make edits between now and then?
I don't remember
Like-
exactly the language, but at least one of the hearings, whether it's select board or planning commission, you cannot make substantive changes.
Right.
And I don't remember if that's both hearings or just the select board, but
Getting somebody to read it over, I mean, if it costs $150 to have somebody read it and do that seems fine.
I think it's worth it. I mean,
Yeah, I think
don't
it's
know.
worth it. If it's $1,000, then like, what,
Yeah.
let's not.
Yeah.
Anything they're gonna find out is gonna be like a typo.
Right.
That's not a substantive change.
Yeah, exactly.
It affects
Fix that.
So it seems, I don't know, I would say,
You
if
know.
you find somebody who can do it for a reasonable amount, go for it. I mean, it's nice to have things. It's nice for people to not be like, well, you missed a period. It's like,
Yeah.
well, actually, what's the idea?
Yeah,
You
right.
know, I'd like to hear your ideas, not just
Yeah.
have you get caught up on. Cause I'm a horrible speller, grammar,
Yeah.
grammatician, that's not my thing either.
My handwriting's like you need to hire, or the Rosetta Stone to translate them,
I'm
hire
right
this,
there.
you know? So we're finally at the warning, the hearing point.
You're here.
So I'll entertain a motion, warn the hearing for the for the hearing of the town plan for the town of Weathersfield, we gotta make this all official, don't we? 2026 to 2034.
So moved.
Mr. Beach has made the motion to warn the hearing. Do we have a second?
I'll second it.
And Hank has made the second. All in favor, roll call vote. Brian,
Yes.
Howard,
Yes.
Hank,
Alright,
Joe, aye.
I just
We're
like.
gonna just say Mike said yes too.
Right,
He's here in
yes.
spirit. All right, awesome. So 30 days from today, that puts us to,
Probably 30 days from Thursday or even Saturday. If I get the warning out on Thursday, it'll be published in the paper on Saturday or something. So we're probably not looking at maybe April 6th. I would say potentially more likely April 20th. One of those two. I'll try and get it done and see if is that 30 days.
I just like that you made it official by saying the years that the town plan is gonna be good for if it gets done.
yeah. I'll say Sarah,
Yeah.
Normally I gotta read like the
Something, this.
the parcel number that had to go with it. Which town plan are we doing? Actually, I should probably do the draft 2023.02.
I will roll it against you. Alright, well, good meeting.
Yeah. April 20th, if we could get it in by the 6th,
Yeah,
that would be better for me, because I got a big painting job starting on the 20th.
yeah. I think that should work. If I get so it takes some putting together. And then there's there's this crazy form to fill out for the state that has all these questions about it doesn't meet all the statutes and stuff. So I'll have to fill that out. And all of that goes out in part of the package, sent to all the different towns. I think if I get that done by Thursday, we'll send it to the paper. They should publish it on Saturday, and it should still be 30 days by the 4th, giving us meeting the requirement for the 6th. So I'll prioritize it and hope that there's not too much going on permitting wise and stuff. Things have been picking up a little bit.
Woodshed, I'm gonna get my woodshed in. I have no idea if it's pretty little. I hope so.
Just don't give it a foundation.
We'll have one.
Yeah, wheels. It's loopholes everywhere.
No, we
No,
have.
no loophole.
I'm
Yeah.
down with what.
We can write that loophole in next time.
I want our new bylaws to look like a block of Swiss cheese.
Woodshed should get a free pass.
Well, there's plenty of things for us to be able to do with that once we get this done.
We
And I have
just voted on it, but did you want to look at the maps at all? There really aren't many changes. We hadn't looked at the flood resiliency map, but I sent it back a couple of
I
times.
think it's too late.
Yeah, I don't
We
think
can
there-
still glance at
there's
it,
really nothing.
so we can't change it.
If you look at there's tabs at the top of your screen on the left, there's still one that takes you to the maps.
Thank you.
Flood resilience map. Are we required to now have a flood resilience map?
I think we were required the last one too.
Oh, good. Wow. But the data's gotten better, or the data's gotten more,
I'll have to look at your.
more,
Oh, there. Sorry.
more bigger, gotten more.
The FEMA,
We've got not just the FEMA, but the 50-foot buffer and the. Anyway,
Little Sugar River.
with good reason. Yeah, isn't that terrible? The federal government named us after New Hampshire.
I grew up on the Sugar River.
Well,
I can't get away from it.
they're coming for you.
I thought it was Millbrook.
Yeah, but it's in the Sugar River, blah, 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 right? That's what I'm saying.
yes.
Sugar River watershed or something.
It's like the Little Sugar River section of the Connecticut River.
Oh.
And it happens to be that was on their side. That's on his
Way on
side.
the river anyway, so. No.
It's literally one town away. I grew up in.
Newport.
Yeah.
Can you say that one point?
Mhm.
I like Newport.
Yeah, I looked through all the maps yesterday, and I couldn't see anything that I wanted to change.
The other one that got updated substantially was the utilities and facilities one, which is basically just trying to clean up what properties the town actually owns, and we got rid of a bunch of other things that didn't work.
Yeah, I think the rest of them, even including that one, I couldn't see any other changes that I wanted to make.
Not that I wanna, never mind. I misread that.
Just kidding, it's fine.
And these maps will all be going through with it as well, so that makes good. There's the scenic views.
The yeah, anyway, we'll just have to see what happens.
I'd like this in hard copy.
So soon? Even with the future land use map that has different colors on it?
Oh, hell yeah.
You want it in hard copy right away?
Oh, no, not right away. After it's all approved and
Oh.
finalized and done and gone through the nice leather bound version of it would be nice. You could sit on the shelf.
Mhm.
Well, this is great, guys.
A lot of work.
Yeah.
I remember first joining this commission and having no idea what any of this was, and that huge stack of paperwork that was dropped in front of me. That will always scar my memories.
Do you want to talk about future agendas? The next meeting, we're not gonna have the town plan or the hearing.
I say we do our strategy session at that point.
Yeah.
I have one topic I'd like to briefly discuss with everyone.
Sure, go ahead.
So a couple of meetings ago, Jason Rasmussen came in from regional planning and talked about the Act 250 and the 1, 2, 3 tiers. We all remember that, I guess. And so I spent some time looking through that. And then I started to look at tier 3. And in tier 3, there's also buried Act 181. Is anybody familiar with Act 181?
A little bit.
Hearing nothing, I guess not. But so what I started to read about Act 181, there's certain things in there that apply to our farms and future farms. And part of it that I got my interest was that if 50% of the product that goes into a product or the product that's on the farm doesn't come from the farm, then the farm loses certain protections under the revisions of Tier 3. So for a great example, let's take a vineyard or a winery, just because that's the business I'm in. And so we work with some young winemakers, and we grow the grapes and sell all our grapes to these winemakers. And one of the two winemakers has planted a vineyard, but it'll be at least 5 years before they're going to be able to get more than 51% of their grapes from their land. And because of this rule, if they don't produce 51% of their product and they buy the grapes from me, then they don't have the protections that are afforded in this Tier 3 level. And I'm just wondering if we want to spend some time talking about that. I'm personally going to write a letter to and I forget which commissioner board that will review these comments, and the comments are due sometime in September. But I'm going to send a letter to the review board saying, hey, as a farmer of this type of industry, I think this is a problem. And then you could also apply it to someone that has an orchard and wants to produce cider. So you buy a piece of property, you plant your apple trees, and it's 7 to 10 years before you get enough apples. Well, what do you do for income? Well, you buy all your apples and you press cider and you make jelly or whatever else. So you have a cash flow until your own crop starts to come in. So I think when they wrote that, I think they were thinking more about cash crops, maybe truck farming, vegetables or mushrooms or something that's one season. But if you have a product that you're growing like we do, or orchard or something else that I'm not thinking of, then I think that provision in the new act is going to be a real problem for somebody just starting out.
I agree.
Yeah, so we'd be prepared to have some stuff to share with me for the packet, and then we can discuss it at the meeting.
Yeah, I started to write a letter. I was going to reach out to our representative. What is it, Coffee? I started to put a memo together with him and citing specific instances. So what I'll do, Ryan, is I'll cobble that together and send it to you, and we'll send it out to everybody, because I think I don't know if the commission as a body wants to make a comment from the town saying or whatever, but I think we ought to be aware of it, because I think we talked about economic growth and all these other things, and this act, I think, potentially could be limiting, unless I'm misunderstanding that. And I need to circle back to Jason too.
There was an interesting letter basically to your effect, and I know it went further in, I forget what publication. Did you see that?
I didn't. If you have that, could you send that to me?
I'll try and find it, and maybe I'll send it to Ryan and he could send it around. Or I'll send it to you, or what. Anyway, yeah, it sounded like, I haven't actually looked at the law language, but the letter sounded not so good.
Yeah, and I know the Vermont Grape and Wine Council is preparing to push back against this too, from a wine council perspective. But I think the more voices we have, and you guys might not all agree after we really look at this, but I think it's something we should discuss.
Even Christmas tree farms, I mean, it's the same thing. But
Yeah, you're right.
That was the state.
Yeah, I think if we came up with specific answers, because you're right, Howard, Christmas trees are what? That's 7-10 years at least, right?
You said 51% of your product needs to come from your farm.
Yes. Yeah, and that's the stumbling block for me.
Anyway, yeah, I don't feel like that works very well for the Vermont farm at this point.
Yeah, especially if we're trying to encourage new and different things, because as we all know, dairy's fallen out. All right, beef cows, a lot of people have experience with doing beef cows. So that's pretty easy. But when you get into some of the more, I want to call it newer things, but the different ag applications.
Well, actually, even with beef cows, I mean, you start a herd, it's 3 years before you got anything you can sell.
Yeah, so there's a great example too. But I'm going to get a letter together. But I think I think this is super important, especially if we talk about economic growth and everything.
Right.
Yeah, we'll put that on the agenda.
All right, I'll put something together for you, Ryan, and then maybe give me some feedback. I'll try to get it to you early so you can take a look at it in case you have some feedback on that. I'd really appreciate it. And then the other thing I was going to mention, I've been hitting Annette Smith for wireless stuff pretty hard. And I know in the past, a couple of years ago when she was doing the energy thing, I think we sent her a small donation. Is that right? I thought we authorized a small. I wasn't on the commission yet, but I remember being there for some of the discussions. But she's been really an invaluable resource, and I know she's a nonprofit and I don't know what her funding sources are, but my guess is it's not a huge funding stream. But I just throw that out only because I think she's been a great resource for us.
We have money in the land use budget for such things that can be sent, or does that need to go to the select board?
Can't think of a specific line item where that would fit under, but I could talk to Brandon and see how to make that work. I'm sure that there's money available to do some small.
Yeah, I mean, if you send her $500, I mean, the advice she's given us is, worth more than $500.
I could say this much from the time on the budget committee, if we do it at $4.99, it doesn't have to be put through for vote. It can go to the select board. Just
Or two $250 donation. I don't know.
oh, yeah.
Anyway, just a thought. I've been thinking about that because she's been super responsive. Within 24 hours or less, she gets back to me all the time.
Yeah, I would agree that she has been very, very solid throughout this whole process for us with valuable information. And that definitely warrants something on our behalf, more than just a thank you.
Yes, I would agree.
Do we need to do a motion or anything on that, or just off the?
Yeah, let me talk to Brandon first and say.
At the outset, she actually attended several of our meetings too.
Yeah, she's very vested in this.
Yeah, I'd hate to lose that responsiveness from her. I don't think she would do that because she's really committed. But
What's the name of her program? Like that's not clean energy, is it?
Environmental. Hold on,
Something.
I have it here in my notes. If you hang for a second. Executive Director at Vermont for a Clean Environment. She has a website too. It's vtce.org.
I would also encourage her to apply for the social appropriations from the town too. It might not be a bad thing considering we've used her as a good resource before.
Is that only something that gets voted on once a year? So it would be like next year.
Yeah, next
That
year.
seems like that seems like kind of a lot of work and a sort of a challenge, like then you're convincing the whole town rather than convincing people who are listening in the moment. I don't know. I mean, maybe the amount of money that we should be giving her is such that it would be simpler.
Okay.
Yeah, if you sent her $450, I think she'd be thrilled.
Okay, then yeah.
I mean, if that's easy, I just
Do not allow me to overcomplicate it then.
Right. And if you did it every year, terrific. Because I'm sure we're going to be back talking to her about small wireless facilities because Ryan and I have been batting that back and forth, and I got a string of questions on that.
Okay.
Cool.
Any
Next meeting, strategic planning, Act 181, farming implications, and we'll discuss a donation to an estimate.
maybe, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
well, we can have a lot of fun with strategic planning because that's gonna allow us to spitball on the next things that we want to work on. Any other business that can be legally discussed? This is way too early for us to be at this point.
Yeah, it makes up for the meeting we started at 5 o'clock and went to like 10.
Fair enough.
Which I was either gone for or sick for. I can't remember.
Conveniently
Japan
unavailable.
for?
I think I was in Japan. That's a reasonable excuse. Being sick would be a little.
The other side of the globe, yes, that works.
I was not about to call it 4 in the morning. No, I can't even do the math.
All right, so no any other business no any other business.
Motion to adjourn.
So moved. So, oh yeah, hold it. You guys made that. So I guess, yeah, I'll move it. So, we have a second? Cool.
Good.
All in favor?
Aye.
Oh yeah, roll call, Brian. Yeah, we're good. Thank you, Brian.
See you guys.
Thank you, Patience,
See ya.
for doing the minutes.
Thanks, patience. All righty.
Wow.
Thank patience for her patience.
7:15. Let's do more like that.